Hey guys, I'm here playing WWE 2K22, and no, I know nobody cares about this, right? But I just wanted to show you. I actually changed around the calendar in the game because I didn't like the calendar, and I put a lot of work into it. So I figured I'd make a video. So I actually just finished my first pay-per-view. Technically, it was my third pay-per-view because I got two pay-per-views in. I went to change the WrestleMania logo to the WrestleMania 39 logo, and I accidentally simulated to WrestleMania, so I had to restart. But I redid the calendar all over again. Just finished my first pay-per-view, which normally would have been Money in the Bank, but it was actually WrestleMania Backlash because I put WrestleMania Backlash in July, and then in June put Money in the Bank, and then July I didn't like that they had Hell in a Cell. I don't like that pay-per-view because Hell in a Cell matches are supposed to be like really like meaningful like violent matches at the end of feuds or in the middle of feuds, like really big like blood feuds, like Edge and Seth Rollins at, I can't remember what pay-per-view it was. I think it was Crown Jewel. I don't know. I can't remember. But they had an amazing Hell in a Cell match a few months ago. And it wasn't at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. And often the matches at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view are worse than matches that are just done in feuds at other shows. So, I really like not having the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view because it makes Hell in a Cell matches more meaningful. So I actually made No Mercy. I didn't make the arena, but I downloaded it and made it a pay-per-view on here. I also, obviously, I kept SummerSlam the same, but I didn't like that they had SummerSlam and then NXT TakeOver and then Payback. So I just made it SummerSlam because I'm not even playing with NXT because that's way too many shows. I don't want to worry about 3 shows. Also, the NXT stuff is all outdated anyway. So, I actually put Payback right here. So it's now, it's now 3 weeks after SummerSlam instead of 1 week after SummerSlam. So it's kind of short gap, but it's still a gap. And I also put Payback in London because there's a rumor that they're going to have a pay-per-view shortly after SummerSlam that's going to take place in London, or at least in the UK. And the last time there was a pay-per-view shortly after SummerSlam, it was Payback 2020. So I just put Payback in London. And then to have a bigger gap in between pay-per-views, I put Crown Jewel in October. I'm pretty sure they had Extreme Rules in October in their default calendar, but I put Crown Jewel in here because I don't like, same thing with Hell in a Cell, I don't like having Extreme Rules as a pay-per-view. I don't even really like having Extreme Rules as a match type, because what is the difference between an Extreme Rules match, a no DQ match, a hardcore match, and an anything goes match, and a Falls Count Anywhere? Well, a Falls Count Anywhere match is different because Falls Count Anywhere, but still, most hardcore matches are Falls Count Anywhere matches. So, like, you have Extreme Rules matches, no DQ matches, no holds barred matches, anything goes matches. Why do you have all those names? So I don't even like really the concept of an Extreme Rules match, and they only do them at Extreme Rules. The only difference I think is that the Extreme Rules matches take place at Extreme Rules, and the last Extreme Rules pay-per-view had one Extreme Rules match. So, you know what? I just got rid of it, and I put Crown Jewel here because last Crown Jewel that they did was a really good pay-per-view, and it was like the first good Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. So put Crown Jewel there. I also kept Survivor Series the same, removed TLC. Again, same thing with Hell in a Cell. I don't like TLC as a pay-per-view because it takes away the meaning of the TLC match. So I took away the TLC pay-per-view, and I was gonna do day 1 in January 1st, the 1st of January, but since you can't do that because if you do anything other than a Sunday, it makes it a weekly show, I decided to just put day 1 at the end of December because you know, it's the same thing anyway. So, because day one, you know, the whole thing is it takes place on January 1st. That's why it's called day one. But I decided to instead do it in December, because if I put it here, it's not the 1st of January. If I put it here, though, it kind of is. So that's how I decided to do that. Royal Rumble is the same, Elimination Chamber is the same, and then I took away Fastlane because I don't think there should be a pay-per-view in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. And luckily WWE seems to think the same, because this year they didn't do Fastlane, which I think was a good idea. Did I say this week they didn't do Fastlane? This year they didn't do Fastlane. This year they did not do Fastlane. I think that's what I said, but I don't know. And then WrestleMania, I put the WrestleMania Hollywood logo, the 39 one, for next year, because I like to think that my universe mode takes place next year, or, you know, after. I like to think that it takes place after WrestleMania 38, even though it's completely unrealistic, because there's a lot of stuff that in my universe mode that's a lot different than WrestleMania 38, so, yeah. Alright. What did I say? Oh no, what I meant to say was there's a lot in my universe mode that's different than real life. So it's just like it takes place after WrestleMania 38, but in a weird world where stuff is different, and they have No Mercy, and Legado del Fantasma's on Raw, and Imperium is the Raw Tag Team Champions, and they actually care about the mid-card titles. So, yeah. No one's gonna watch this. It's 7 minutes of me ranting about my universe mode calendar. Nobody cares about this video.